Here we are, guys. It's September and I've got the latest Pro Plus box from Battlbox. Let's open this bad boy up and see what came this month. What's up, guys? Eric here with At Home in the Future, and I'm back with another Battlbox unboxing. This is the OG original kind of subscription, outdoor survival, prepping gear kind of box. Super fun subscription to get. If somehow you're unfamiliar with Battlbox, it comes in 4 different flavors. There's a basic box all the way at the bottom tier, going all the way up to the Pro Plus box at the top that typically comes with something sharp every month. That's the one that we unbox on this channel. Anyway, if you want to get the subscription for yourself, you can follow the link on the screen or down in the description and save yourself a little bit of money. If I can find my knife, we'll get this thing opened up here. Definitely a bigger box this month. Got a big fat tape seal on it. All right, it feels very tightly packed inside. So let's see here. All right, several things inside this. Mission Brief 127, this lid wants to close again. We'll take a quick look at this and kind of get ourselves situated here. It is prepared and proven. Ooh, lots of cool stuff. A big sharp thing this month. All right, I'm gonna move all this out of the way and get everything unpacked and we'll take a look at it. So here we go. All right, got everything unloaded. And I'm not really sure how they do it, but I feel like even 127 missions into this thing, we're still getting stuff that I haven't seen before, which I'm pretty excited about. We'll start with the basic box. First up, we've got something, we got Wicked Rescue Burn and Wound Relief Balm. Now, I've seen Wicked Wax before, which is kind of a product from a similar company that's made for like taking care of outdoor axes and gear and that sort of stuff. And this looks like stuff meant to, like, if you mess your hands up, again, probably goofing off outside or around the fire pit. It says it's shea butter, beeswax, vitamin E, Manuka honey, coconut oil, soothes and protects dry and cracked skin. Also made by Wicked Industries. Doesn't smell like much of anything, but let's see. Yeah, it kind of has a cool texture and feel to it. And basically just when your hands get all eat up, especially when winter comes around, this stuff is probably pretty great for that. I dig that. Looks like it's made in the USA, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, and it basically says it's made for protecting dry and irritated skin, seals in moisture and all that stuff. So kind of a manly hand lotion type thing, maybe. All right, let's keep moving on. So next up is something, I swear I've seen these in like MREs before. Maybe it's this brand, maybe not, but New Millennium Energy Bars. It looks like a few different flavors of these. So we got chocolate here, we got raspberry, we got lemon. It says 400 calories. I guess each of these all look to be like 400 calories. I almost feel like, was it that lifeboat food that like keeps forever that they kind of stow away in emergency kits and stuff? I wonder if it's similar to that. It says each bar is packed with nutrients and designed to withstand temperature swings, making them perfect for bug out bags, glove boxes, or hike kits. I do like that. That's the one thing if you've ever watched my truck gear video. I've got all sorts of stuff packed in that truck, but I typically trade out the food often. It would be nice to take something like this and throw it in a place like that where in a pinch, I mean, you're probably not snacking on this sort of thing, but in a pinch, you need something to eat or you're stranded with a flat tire or something like that, you've got something to kind of resort to that's gonna leave you with some extra energy, some extra calories and stuff. So interesting. I would open this up and look at it, but I wanna use these things. 31 grams of sugar, we got 20 grams of fat, 15 grams of sodium, 5 grams of protein. Interesting. It does not feel very bendy or anything. So I'm guessing it's pretty crunchy and crumbly. You probably want some water to wash that down. So, okay. And then I think, yeah, last but not least in the basic box, not a bivvy. Anytime I see this, I think it's gonna be another one of those survival bivvies, which are awesome. But I've had those in plenty of the subscriptions that I get before, but this is actually a survival tent, which is kind of another take on that kind of survival bivvy material, it looks like, but in a way that you can actually maybe string up a guy line and rig this thing up between some trees. Let's see what we got. All right, so in our package here, again, it is that bivvy kind of material. Maybe, I don't know if that's thicker or not. It's still fairly thin Mylar. I mean, you're not gonna reuse this thing over and over. It's pretty much a one and done type thing. But it has that reflective Mylar on the inside that keeps your heat kind of stowed away. And it looks like, I don't know if this is actually 550 cord. I'll look here in a minute. I'm gonna guess that's not 550. But you got some stakes and stuff like that for getting everything all set up and getting your guy line all put together. Looks like it just pops right through the other side there. I don't want to unwind all this. I actually want to be able to stow it in my bag here. Weighs 12 ounces. When you actually set up the tent, it is 33 inches high, 39 inches wide, and 93 inches long. It does say paracord, built-in survival whistle too. That's interesting. Yeah, that's cool. So it says that it can pack back up and everything too. Again, if you've ever used anything like this, I can almost guarantee you realistically, you're probably using it once, but that's one time. If you do need it, you're gonna be glad you have it. So pretty cool. All right, that is a neat basic box this month. Moving along, advanced box, typically an upgrade on top of the others. And this is something from Tactica that I haven't seen before. We've seen tons of stuff from Tactica over the years, typically like that little survival card thing. They have some cool knives and stuff as well. but this is a precision screwdriver. Looks like it kind of packs down in a small size. I do like their packaging. Tactica does a good job of this stuff. All right, so we got like this little cylinder full of stuff, has 9 bits. You can see a rundown of everything here on the back. So let's open this up and take a peek at it. All right, so it's lighter than I expected. I'm guessing, let's see, if it opens up at both sides. Okay, so that pops right off. I guess this pops off. Okay, so here's our bits, and these are just kind of standard bits here. So we'll pick let's just pick a little Phillips head thing. I'm guessing it may just pop in the front. These are magnetic, which I do like. So we can pop this down back in the cylinder. I'm kind of curious what this little thing is supposed to do back here. Maybe just give you a little pad in your hand if you want to make things spin around. Let's see if I can tell from the back. It says ergonomic spinning tail cap. So maybe as you're kind of torquing this thing, moving stuff around, it just gives a place for your hand to rest. It does feel really nice. Lifetime warranty. What I like about stuff like this, and they gave a pretty good selection of bits right off the bat. I see some star head bits, some flatheads, and Allen wrench stuff and everything. But if you have a unique scenario where, and these are all magnetized too, by the way, but if you have a unique scenario where you need a certain type of bit or something like that, since these are fairly standard size, you can just pop them out and pop some in that you actually need to keep with you. So that's a pretty cool little product. You know what, now that I'm looking at this, this little tail cap actually holds that all together too when it's all kind of packed down. So very cool. Have not seen that. That's a cool thing from Tactica. Actually, probably one of my favorite things I've seen from Tactica. So cool. There you go. That's your advanced box. You get that and everything in the basic box. Moving up, we've got something from Rockigator, a brand that we see quite a bit in Battlbox, but makes really rock solid gear. We have the Hydric 40-liter waterproof backpack. It says it's made for kayakers, overlanders, urban bug outs. It's a dry bag pack. It's 100% waterproof, has welded seams, which is nice. So let's take a look at this thing. It is huge, so it's gonna be hard to fit on my camera setup here, but it looks like we have some webbing and bungee here in the front to kind of lash stuff down there. This is the bottom of the bag down here, and the top kind of has that typical dry bag style setup here where you've got a clasp there. You'll then cinch this together and roll it down to get that watertight kind of aspect to it. It looks like it has a buckle, yeah, like a buckle closure. So once you get this thing all sealed up, you can buckle it up and stuff, and that's not going to go anywhere. Let's flip it over. Also, I'm going to guess, it's hard to tell. I believe these may also be reflective. That would not surprise me. Got a water bottle stash pocket up here. We're going to flip it over real quick. Yeah, check out these straps. Also, I believe that reflective material there. Feel pretty good. I have a decent amount of foam. We've got kind of an interesting seatbelt material style, I guess, kind of waist cinch down there and some back padding there that should allow for some airflow and stuff. So that is a pretty sturdy dry style backpack. 40 liters is quite a bit, but if you're going out, especially if you're doing any sort of outdoor adventuring that's just going to get gross, they've got sitting here by a pond and stuff. If you're a kayaker, if you're going out somewhere swampy, you probably want something like this, and these things are not cheap, so that is a great value to have in the Pro Box. Okay, very cool. So that's the Rockigator Hydric 40-liter waterproof backpack. Very, very cool. And then last but not least, we have a giant knife here from Doug Marcaida. You may have seen him on the Battle Games. He does all sorts of stuff on YouTube and all these knife shows and everything, but this, I think we got like a sword or something. The Battle Bolt, it's like I mentioned, Doug is from Forged in Fire, military vet and everything. It says he designed the Battle Bolt for maximum control of power and versatility. It's got serrations in the blade, got a mean looking tip and everything, and it's only for Battlebox subscribers apparently. It is a 13-inch blade. Overall, this thing is 18.5 inches long, G10 handle, weighs 1.5 pounds more or less. Let's get this thing out. Where'd it go? I'm gonna move this bag back out of the way. Yeah, you can tell just from the size of this packaging here, this thing is massive. And it sounds like it's a Battlebox exclusive. So we got some padding here. Gosh, yeah, look at this. Big, giant sheath as well. Gosh, this thing's got some serious heft to it. We got silica gel and everything. Let's open this up. You always kind of push on these types of sheaths with your thumb to get them loose. And I'm gonna try not to cut my hand open because this thing is mean. Look at that, it's already poking out of the edge of the plastic down here. Let's unwrap her. Look at this. I'll say this right now, just at first glance. I've been in Battlebox for a while. This is by far the craziest looking blade I've ever seen come in this box. Massive, whew, pretty sharp edge there. We've got all these serrations here in the back, also crazy sharp. You got this Tonto style tip up front with a really, oh gosh, like razor sharp, kind of cat's claw feeling, piercing style front of the blade there. We've got this nice deep choiled G10 handle here. We got a little bit of a lanyard down here. You can replace this with whatever you want. Doug Marcaida Designs down here badged on the bottom. And then, yeah, look at that choil. Now this thing, okay, it's big and it's heavy, but it does feel really good in the hand. I'll say this though, unless you're in your backyard or goofing off on your own property and stuff, if you take this out at a campground, they're gonna think you're absolutely nuts messing with this thing, but it is super, super cool. I do wish I had like a little bit of jumping right here to keep my thumb from choking up. I don't think it would ever go up all the way up here to these serrations, but you wouldn't want that. But that is one wicked giant blade there. Let's see, did we get a picture of what kind of steel this was? I'm not sure we did. Oh yeah, D2 steel too. Gosh, that's nuts. And so yeah, this is an exclusive first release of this blade and everything. So that is pretty wild, guys. All right, that is mission 127. Prepared and proven was the theme this month. Lots of good gear in this. Such a cool box to get. Anyway, if you want to get the subscription for yourself, you can follow the link on the screen or down in the description and save yourself a little bit of money. Whether you're like a prepper or an outdoors person or just love like knives and all this stuff. I can't tell you how much fun me and my family, my kids have with all this. I always feel like the cool dad getting the subscription. So anyway, if you're into this stuff, definitely get this box. You're gonna love it. All right, guys, that is it for this month's unboxing. As always, if you dug the video, be sure to hit the like button because it helps the channel out a ton, and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. I'll see you guys next time.